A very good morning from the sports desk. Cricket South Africa is making great strides in the development of the sport in the country. It's pushing an initiative to encourage cricket lovers to explore careers in the game on and off the field. CSA is showcasing an array of opportunities to foster budding talent and advocate career pathways. This initiative will feature, among other programs, the CSA Pathways in Cricket webinar series. To talk more about this, I am joined by South Africa's under-19 head coach, Dinesha Devnarain. A very good morning to you, Dinesha. Thank you so much for your time. This initiative by CSA, as somebody that is involved in promoting and encouraging the development of youth in cricket, especially with women, how important do you think this is and what do you see it achieving?
Good morning. I think it's a fantastic initiative. At the end of the day, we as Cricket South Africa, we want to empower and inspire the young generation to look at opportunities in the cricket field, both on and off the field. And I think it's so important to maybe, if we can elaborate more on the off the field topics, because, at the end of the day, we love the sport so much. Not everyone can become a pro and earn top tier contracts, but, we want to dive deeper into having discussions as to what career paths there is in the world of sport, if I look in the space that I work in at the moment, so yes, coaches come up a lot. You can even go into specialist roles, which is like your bowling consultants, your batting consultants, wicket keeping consultants, video analysis, sports psychology. We've got physiotherapists, we've got strength and conditioning. And I think the pathway for that can even grow further if we look into the match officials in terms of referees, scorers is a big opportunity as well as administration. So we just want to be able here at Cricket South Africa to show that there is career paths, and we want to inspire and empower these youngsters to probably have a look at what can best suit their personality in terms of cricket.
Dinesha, you look at, I'm going to make an example because at least there is an example that can attract somebody out there that is looking to get into the game of cricket but has come to the realization that they will not be an on-field star, but they can be an off-field star. The example I want to make is that of former Proteas media liaison officer, Siphokazi Sokanyile. She's now sitting in Dubai at the moment, of course, as part of the communications team of the International Cricket Council. That's how big it can get for you. That's how far you can go, isn't it?
Yeah, it's exactly that. And that's a pure example. I worked with Siphokazi for a very long time, and to see her growth in the field of cricket, and where she is now at the ICC, it's such a fantastic and so true example of where cricket can take you. Sometimes we don't just talk in South Africa, but globally. The amount of opportunities that cricket brings onto the field is immense. I think it's our duty as Cricket South Africa to have webinar series like this here, so that we educate the people in terms of where can we go with cricket. But yeah, you can actually get top tier jobs when it comes to cricket, and I think it's a fantastic initiative from Cricket South Africa to make sure that the word is out there.
I don't want to sound like I'm bashing the association, right? But not everybody is perfect. Not every organization is perfect. Where do you feel CSA has lacked and should potentially be focusing on a whole lot more in terms of youth development, now that we're speaking Youth Month?
Yeah, no, I do appreciate the question. Look, to be honest, I think as you mentioned at the beginning, every organization, every association needs to come to a point to understand their strengths, their weaknesses. And I think, with Cricket South Africa, we can definitely, we need to look to improve how we run the development structures per se. We always say that that's our future generation, but at the end of the day, sometimes a lot of focus goes onto our national teams and only our national teams, where I think we can be better as a federation to dive deeper into how do we get more participation rates and how do we make the game accessible for everyone. At the end of the day, it's just about improving. It's about continuous improvement, but we've got to dive into the questions as to say why or what can we do better. And I hope that we get to a space where we can have honest conversations, and we can have probably a lot of introspection as an association to say that, are we doing enough? And if not, we've got to look at the avenues. We've got to look at investment. And how do we influence and impact the system so that it is a better one in South Africa?
I'm stealing a second here from you. I haven't spoken to you in a while, so I'm going to put your head on the block because I enjoy doing that sometimes. The women's national team made it to the T20 World Cup earlier this year. Can the men replicate that and even go one further by winning the 50-over World Cup in India?
Well, it has to be. I think it's due time. It has to be. At the end of the day, we as South Africans, we want trophies. We talk about being a winning nation. So, at the end of the day, I think it boils down to the opportunity that, yes, the women did well. The men are in a position to do that. And I really hope for South Africans and for Cricket South Africa that comes through.
You, myself, and everybody else that, whether they know or don't know that they love cricket, are hoping that the men can definitely do that. Dinesha, thank you so much for joining us. Always a pleasure having you here on eNCA. Of course, that is South Africa's under-19 head coach, Dinesha Devnarain, just talking to us about the essential careers that the Cricket South Africa are hoping that you can explore if you're looking for a job in the sport.